Hi, everybody. It's Yvonne DeVita with another session of Scratchins and Sniffins Out Loud. And I'm really excited about today's guest because Sherry Hasslacher from Portland, Oregon is a house pet sitting and dog walking professional. And Sherry wrote to me not too long ago. Now, I wrote back and said, let's talk about what you do on the pet blog. And she agreed. So, Sherry, I'm really happy to have you. Welcome to Scratchins and Sniffins Out Loud.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy to be here.
So give us a day in the life at your place.
Okay. Basically what I do, when I first started the business, I did dog walking and pet sitting in my home. So let's say you have a client that's going on vacation and they don't want to leave their dog or cat alone. For dogs, we would board them here in our house. So that was the reason the name of the business started out being Sherry's House. The whole idea was if you're going on vacation, take your dog to Sherry's house. So we did boarding here, and it was great for a lot of dogs because, one, they could socialize with my dog buddy. Two, I had a policy that I would never take dogs from more than one family at a time. So if you only had one dog and you're going out of town for 2 weeks, Sherry's house was your dog's house for 2 weeks and nobody else's. There are some people who board more than one. I just don't have that energy level. So that's what we did.
Yeah, and you can only pet sit or pet walk so many dogs. We see commercials on TV. I'm thinking of one, the commercial is set in New York City, and there's this young woman walking 7 or 8 dogs, and it just seems unreasonable to me.
Well, see, I never did that. A part of my promise to clients is that when I'm with your animal, that animal has my complete attention. I mean, to the extent that unless it's an absolute emergency, I don't answer a cell phone. I give that animal my complete attention. So the most dogs I've ever walked at one time is 2, and that's because they live together, and they're used to being walked together. So that was my pledge to people, is that your animal has my undivided attention. And part of that is, like, I'll give you an example. I have a retired racing greyhound that I walk. And with him, it's really important to watch his gait, the ways that he walks, because he has hip problems and he has arthritis problems. And I can tell when he's having a really bad day. And those are the things that I imagine if you were walking 7, 8, 9, 10 dogs at a time, you might not be able to notice that, or it might get just overshadowed by another dog's behavior. So that's something that was always really important to me, is to make sure that you have that personalized individual attention for each animal. The other side of it is dog walking or pet sitting in someone else's home. So let's, again, say you're going on vacation and your dog, for whatever reason, just gets horribly depressed if they're away from their house, or you have a cat, because I didn't board cats. Some pet sitters do, but I didn't because my dog just doesn't like cats. So what I would do is I would go to their home and walk their dog 3-4 times a day, whatever that took. Or in the case of cats, go once or twice a day, depending on what the person thought they could tolerate. Again, some cats are very shy and just don't want to see people other than their owners. In that case, you're there for a very short visit just to make sure, are you eating, are you drinking, are you going potty, is everything okay? Okay, I'm gone. So that's basically what I do. There are some pet sitters that will do overnights, which is they will actually come to your home and stay in your home overnight to take care of your animals. That's one thing that I did not do, but a lot of pet sitters do that.
Interesting. So tell me why you got into the business. Was it your love of pets?
I've always loved pets. I did pet sitting kind of unofficially as what a professional pet sitter would call a hobbyist. I did that all through college to put myself through college. I got my degree in social work and actually worked as a social worker for almost 2 years. I worked with kind of a tough population, domestic violence victims, and I got burned out of it. I had my dog, Buddy. He's a big yellow lab golden retriever mix who I just absolutely adored. And I would get home from these 10-hour days of just dealing with horrible things. And one, he was my refuge. And two, I just felt like I'm missing your whole life. I may only have you for 12, 14 years. And I'm missing so much of your days. You know, I don't get to take you for walks. I don't get to do the things that I want to do with you. And it was very obvious that he missed me. And I just thought, what am I doing this for? And what I really loved was pet sitting. That's what I did to put myself through college, and I loved it and I missed it. So I thought, well, there's never going to be a better time to try it. And I had a friend who was a pet sitter and kind of told me the ropes a little bit. Just went from there.
Well, so you said that you have a dog, Buddy. Tell us a little bit about Buddy and how Buddy gets along with your client dog.
Buddy is the most laid-back dog I've ever met, and that was actually one of the reasons why we decided to do boarding here at the house. Was he loves everybody. I don't think he's ever met an animal that he didn't like, except for cats. The thing about cats is I'm not sure what he would do if he ever got one. I just don't like the look on his face when he sees them. So I don't know exactly what would happen there. But for dogs, he's never met a dog that he doesn't like. Even dogs that have come running up to him and just, really barking at him and everything. He kind of looks at him like, hey, man, what's the big deal? He's so calm and mellow and laid back. He's hilarious. And I remember when we had the first dog over to the house, I was like, okay, let's see how this works. And it just so happened that it was a friend of mine, and who became one of my first clients. I had the first dog over, and I was like, okay, is he going to be territorial? And I'm watching body language and everything. It was like Buddy was showing him around the house. He's like, hey, here's my kennel, and hey, here's my dog door. Let's go outside and play. And I was just like, oh, okay, we're going to be fine. So
that sounds like a real personality.
He is. He's a character. And the
what
funny
kind
thing
of
about
dog
him,
is he?
we think that he's a lab mixed with golden retriever, but he's much bigger than either one of those breeds should be. So there's got to be, part horse or something in there.
Oh, he sounds wonderful.
he's roughly 110 pounds, so he's a big boy.
Wow.
But he thinks he's a lap dog. He climbs up on the couch with us every night to watch TV, and he's just such a personality and such a wonderful spirit. It's really hard not to want to spend time with him. And other people have said this too. I mean, we have friends that come over for dinner or for let's watch a DVD night, and I think the main reason why they come is Buddy, because they want Buddy. And it's like, yeah, we're here too, But he really is. He's just a force to be reckoned with.
So how did you determine your fees?
I basically looked at the market. I basically looked at what other pet sitters in the area were charging. Again, I had another pet sitter who was helping me kind of start my business. And basically what happened was I became her backup pet sitter. So if she wanted to go on vacation, she could call and say, okay, these are all my people, and this is what we're doing this week, and blah, 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 and you go do it. So that's exactly what we did. I had her information, and then I had other people that I had called when I was trying to find her. So I had a rough idea of what people were charging. In my case, I've been pretty lucky. I haven't really raised my rates that much over the last few years. The nice thing about this business is if you have somebody who can't afford your rate for whatever reason, you can discount for them, and you don't have to go to your corporate manager whatever and say, oh, can we do this? And, oh, well, that's against our company policy. It's like, you know what? I am my company policy, so I can do whatever I want.
It absolutely does. Well, Sherry, I cannot thank you enough for helping us understand pet sitting from the viewpoint of someone who is involved in it and does it on a regular basis. And I hope that people will send in questions if they have questions about this, and then perhaps, we can do this again or you can answer them on the blog. But I really think that it's important for pet people. That's how I identify them, pet people. Right. I think it's good to know, wow, maybe I could do that. And I really enjoyed this, Sherry. Thank you so much for
you're very
participating in a Scratchins and Sniffins Out Loud. And keep reading the blog.
Okay. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Thanks. Bye-bye.